What's going on, Gemini? Welcome to my channel, Divine Nudges. How are you today? I hope you're feeling well. Gemini, please remember this is a collective Gemini reading, so not all messages may resonate with you. Take what does and leave the rest behind. My intention with today's reading is to check in on what may be blocking Gemini at the moment, okay? So this is a quick energy check-in. I feel like it's so important to practice good spiritual hygiene and, from time to time tune into ourselves to see what may be distracting us or taking us off our guided path. By guided, I mean guided by the divine and our intuition and our heart's desires, okay? So let's get to it, my loves. Gemini, I've been getting a lot of really good and positive readings for you lately. Things are going really well for a lot of you out there. So, hopefully whatever's blocking you isn't too debilitating. Let's just put it that way. Spirit, what's blocking Gemini at the moment? What does Gemini need to tune into in the realm of self and higher self? What's blocking Gemini at the moment? Alrighty, so first we have the Death card in the reverse. Some of you are fearing some changes, and some of these changes have not taken place yet, but you may feel like you see the writing on the wall, or there's just something inside of you that kind of keeps making you feel like something is going to change and that you have to prepare for it, okay? It says here delayed endings. Some of you may be holding on to either relationships or situations beyond their expiration date, okay? So some of you may be holding on to something that you really need to let go of. Some of you have already started to experience these changes, and you may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Maybe you're feeling as if you're not sure you deserve the changes. As I said, there's a lot of good things in your energy that's been coming up. Some of you may wonder if you even deserve, these good tidings. Okay. And I'm, there's a bit of a mention here of depression as well. So there could be a little bit of sadness going on around anticipated changes or feared changes. Okay. Make no mistake about it, though, Gemini, with this death card here, even in the reverse, these are divine. Any changes that are coming your way right now would be divinely orchestrated. They are meant to take you to the next step in your journey, in your path. Okay. They're not minor changes, they're life changes. That are meant to usher in and welcome in a new phase of your life. Okay. But let's see, what else could be blocking Gemini here? Yeah, Two of Wands. And so some of you may not know what's coming next, like what you're going to do next, what's coming down the road, which path to take. Okay. So you're planning for the future, right? And with this death card in the reverse, again, I sense that you're doing this preemptively. You're trying to get ahead of something. So be careful of not living too far in the future, Gemini, because that causes anxiety. Okay. But yeah, some of you, you just kind of feel like you have your eyes on the future. Maybe you're estate planning, maybe you're life planning, maybe you're thinking about, one day you won't be here anymore. And what legacy are you going to leave behind for your children, so on and so forth. So I'm sensing that you have long-term planning on the mind, but it may be creating some fears that may be a bit unfounded at the moment. Okay, what else is going on here, Spirit, with Gemini? Alrighty, so yeah, there could be a bit of an imbalance. Here we have the Justice card in the reverse. Okay, so there may be some legal issues going on right now, or, maybe, and, this could be at work, or this could just be on the global landscape, governmental laws that you feel like aren't really helping you, or, the world right now with, feeling safe, feeling stable. Okay. Um, for others of you, though, there could be some dishonesty, could be with self. It says here unaccountability and unfairness. Okay, so some of you may feel like you're experiencing some injustices right now. I'm hearing be careful not to, go down the rabbit hole of victimhood. Just be careful with that. Make sure that you're being honest with yourself. I'm also hearing that being honest with yourself is what will help you prepare for the future. In other words, where are you right now? What are you actually capable of doing right now versus what can't you do right now? What can't you take on right now? That level of honesty is going to be needed in order to not only plan correctly, but to kind of quell some of your fears, and anxiety, because you can only do what you can do, Gemini. Okay. And also make sure that you're holding those around you accountable for the part that they play. Okay. Because there's a little bit of, there could be an energy of others not holding themselves accountable, or you not holding others accountable, and maybe taking on too much of the burdens on your own. We have here the Magician. Okay. This is mercurial energy. So here we're talking about willpower, desire, creation, and manifestation. Some of you may feel like you don't have the ability to manifest your heart's desires. Okay. And you feel like there's, you know, um, maybe you feel like the government isn't really supporting, you know, the masses right now, and really being able to, again, establish themselves financially, or just, in life in general. Okay. And so some of you might feel like, what's the point? You don't have the desire. You don't even feel like you want to put the energy. We have the Three of Wands here, into manifesting or into kind of working towards it, because you feel like you're at a disadvantage. Okay. So be careful about that. Yeah. Some of you feel like, you don't have the opportunities, like the opportunities don't exist for you. Okay. And lack of opportunity is blocking your ability to succeed. Okay. So your foresight and your boldness, your willingness to take a leap of faith may be blocked by right now with these negative thoughts that you may be having. Okay. But we have three major arcanas here on the table, Gemini. So these, it's like right now you're thinking about your entire life. Okay. You're not thinking about what you're going to have for dinner. You're thinking about, what is my life going to look like? And what's in it for me? Like, what's out there for me right now? Is there anything out there for me? Okay, so yeah, you may be feeling a little bit depressed, a little bit anxious. Some of you may be wanting to, like, buy a home, but you feel like you can't do it. You feel like you don't have the money. You feel like no matter how hard you work, you can't accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So just be careful of your thoughts right now, Gemini. Not because you're wrong, not because you're wrong. Right now, the economy it's hard right now. For a lot of people, it's more so that it's not going to help your ability to manifest and really both consciously and subconsciously work towards your goals. Again, be realistic. Are you someone who feels, yeah, look, mind power, use your intelligence, analyze data, logic, and think rationally. Lead with your mind. Okay. So your emotions right now may be taking the lead on how you're viewing the world right now. Again, are you someone who feels like you have to do it all by yourself? Because, yeah, that may be an unrealistic, mindset in terms of what you're actually and realistically able to accomplish right now. But maybe you need to look into partnering with someone to accomplish some of the things that you'd like to accomplish until you're both established enough to go out on your own, or if you partner with like a lover, hopefully this is something you can do together for years and years to come. Okay. Limitations. Yeah. So your mind right now, your thoughts definitely need some uplifting. You need to raise your mental frequencies, says your limitations. You fear and doubt. Um, you're thinking in terms of limitation. Okay. So right now you need to let go of your worries a little bit. You need to, because when you're looking out there into the world right now, Gemini, you only see limitations. You only see blockages. You're not really seeing opportunities. Okay. So you're not really, so there's an imbalance right now. You're leaning more towards the side of negative thinking and a lack mindset versus that we live in an infinite universe where the possibilities really are endless. Okay. And I know that we have to be realistic and always have to keep a balanced perspective. Some things are outside of our control, others are within our control. The main thing that's within your control, though, is your mindset. Make sure that imposter syndrome isn't setting in. If you know that it's the government, if you know that the world right now, it's not you. You know what I mean? It is forces outside of your control. So keeping things in perspective. Okay, wisdom. Insight into the nature of physical objects gives you foresight. Use your best judgment. Okay. So, again, making wise decisions about your future and realistic decisions at the same time. Okay. And then foresight says here, pay attention to things that are important to ensure wealth. Be farsighted and alert. Some of you may be too into what's going on right now and missing opportunities that are coming down the line. Whenever there's an economic downturn, I feel like it's because the world is adjusting to a new way of, conducting business, a new way of commerce, a new way of generating wealth, right? So if you're too focused on the economic downturn right now, you may be missing out on the signs and the signals for what opportunities are good for you to harp on right now that'll get you ahead of when they become saturated and overpopulated during an economic upturn. Okay, so you may be lacking a bit of foresight. Like, yeah, things aren't looking really good right now, but what opportunities might there be for me to really prepare for my future or benefit from what's coming, from what's going on, like, new technology, innovation, the way the world is communicating. All right. Yeah. Time's relentless advance. You feel like you're running out of time, Gemini. Okay. So you're grappling with irreversibility of time and, what you haven't done so far, what you haven't been able to accomplish. Okay. Says here understands time's relentless advance and the impossibility of reversal. So yeah, you have a good handle on that you can't change your past, but are are you are you thinking that you don't have any control over your future? Okay, so some of you may be feeling like it's too late for you right now, and it really really isn't. Malfunction. Okay, afraid to take responsibility for the renovation and prefers to ignore issues. Okay, so then some of you, where we're talking about dishonesty and unaccountability and unfairness, some of you may be like feeling like nothing is in your control, and that's not true. So you're being divinely nudged right now, Gemini, to focus on what is in your control, what you are capable of, what can you fix that could potentially improve your future. Okay, so yeah, it says here things accidents are inevitable and struggles with constant anxiety. So this constant thought process of things are going to go wrong. It's too late for me. If I haven't been able to acquire this or accomplish this by now, it's too late. Like, I'm not going to be able to do it. So there is a need for you to really work on your mindset and your thinking right now, Gemini, okay? Because it could be a huge hindrance and a huge blockage for you. Let's look at some blockages in your relationships and connections, because I'm kind of feeling like some of this may be spilling over into your love life for some of you. Some of you may be feeling like it's too late for you to find love if you're not in a relationship right now. Playing games. You don't need to play games to keep the right one interested in you. Okay. So some of you maybe feel like you can't be honest with yourselves and others. Like, you have to put up a facade, or again, play mind games with someone. There could be someone around you playing mind games with you. So definitely, take these messages as they resonate and flip them as they are, as they make sense in your storyline. Right. But you know, um, you can't both feel like you're running out of time and play games, Gemini. Like, you gotta choose a battle, yeah, look, sex only. Either you or your partners only want sex, except that it's okay to reach for more. Okay, so some of you may be settling. You may be feeling like a relationship is unrealistic, so but you're not feeling fulfilled. You're not feeling fulfilled. Okay, some of you may be trying to lure people in through your sexuality. So just be careful of that. And criticizing your partner is driving them away. Focus on their good qualities. Okay, so yeah, so this negative outlook that you may have, and again, this isn't for all of you, this is only going to be for some of you, but for those of you who have this negative outlook right now, it's spilling over into your relationship in the way of criticizing. Okay, so there's a need right now, Gemini, for you to really take accountability for the way that you're blocking yourself in love, career, and life. And then also assign accountability to others as it is reasonable to assign to them. Okay. All right, Gemini, I hope these messages have been helpful. If they have, please like, share, comment, or subscribe. And be sure to tune in next week for your November reading. I'll talk to you soon.